Shadow of Suspicion. In the sleepy town of Eldridge Hollow, nestled between rolling hills and thick forests, life meandered at a slow and predictable pace. The sun rose and set with a sense of routine that comforted its inhabitants. But that sense of tranquility was shattered one crisp autumn morning when the beloved local librarian, Mrs. Edna Finch, was found unconscious in her home. A shadow of suspicion loomed over the quiet community. Edna was more than the town librarian, she was its heartbeat. Her warm smile and gentle voice welcomed everyone into the Eldridge Public Library, a place filled with the whispers of stories and the rustle of pages. She had been discovered by her neighbor, Geraldine Marsh, who had enlisted the help of her Great Dane, Max, to check on Edna when she failed to return a borrowed book. Geraldine's panicked calls had drawn attention, and soon the narrow streets were crowded with concerned locals. The town doctor pronounced Edna in a peculiar state, mumbling incoherently, her eyes flickering with fear. "Someone took something from me," she whispered, her frail hands grasping the air as if trying to catch an invisible culprit. Geraldine shivered at her words, sensing an unshakable tension. The rumors started almost immediately. With Edna's condition rendering her unable to explain the events leading to her state, speculation bloomed like the vibrant autumn leaves. People began to suspect one another, and the once harmonious town split into factions, each convinced of the other's guilt. Some pointed fingers at the transient family that had recently moved into the abandoned house at the edge of town. Others scrutinized the shy young artist, Theo, who had been seen entering the library on numerous occasions, his paintings filled with shadowy figures that some found unsettling. As days passed, Edna's health slowly improved, but she remained haunted by the vague recollections of her ordeal. Memories came in flashes, an ominous figure lurking by the window, a faint whisper that echoed through her thoughts. To help her piece it all together, the town's unofficial detective, Mindy Blake, a spirited 20-something with a knack for puzzles, took it upon herself to unravel the mystery. Mindy pored over Edna's recent interactions, interviewing townsfolk and tracking down leads. She learned that Edna had been working on a special project, researching the town's history and uncovering stories of its long-forgotten residents. As she delved deeper, Mindy uncovered clues that hinted at a hidden treasure thought to be buried somewhere within Eldridge Hollow, a rumor that had captivated the town's imagination for generations. As Mindy pieced together the scraps of information, her investigation illuminated long-buried grievances and desires within the community. Some felt cheated and betrayed by the town's past decisions and yearned for recognition. Others harbored nostalgia, wanting to protect the beauty of their home from the shadows of greed. Each person seemed to carry their own ghosts, twisting the fabric of their relationships as the days went by. Finally, on a rainy afternoon, Mindy made a breakthrough while thumbing through old newspaper clippings at the library. A faded article detailed the tragic disappearance of a town founder's heir, rumored to have hidden a fortune before vanishing without a trace. The key to Edna's condition became clear: someone must have believed she was onto the secret. Mindy gathered a group of townspeople under the pretense of a meeting to discuss library funding. As tension simmered, she laid out her findings. "This shadow of suspicion has only brought division," she began, "but we are all part of the same story, woven together through time." With a collective breath, the townsfolk began to voice their feelings, their fears, and their suspicions. Minds were opened, and hearts softened. It became apparent that the person responsible for Edna's ordeal had emerged from within their midst, not as a criminal, but as a desperate individual burdened by the temptation of the treasure. Mindy's cautious investigation had revealed not only the mystery of Edna's attack, but the darker corners of human desire and insecurity. The townsfolk realized it was time to reconcile their misunderstandings and heal the fractures within their community. They pledged to work together, not just to support Edna as she continued her research, but to build a brighter future for Eldridge Hollow. In the end, the shadow of suspicion faded, and the town emerged transformed, united by stories interwoven with truth, and a commitment to compassion. Edna reclaimed her position as the heart of the library, and with every story shared, the town was reminded that even in darkness, the light of understanding could break through. Click the subscribe button if you enjoyed my story.